Have you ever watched a professional interpreter and just wondered, how do they do that? How do they listen to one language and speak another all at the same time? It honestly looks like a superpower. But what if I told you it's a technique, a secret, that you can start using right now to master any language? Well, let's get into it. We are pulling back the curtain on a method that language pros and learning experts absolutely swear by. And believe me, this isn't just another study tip you'll forget next week. It's a genuine brain training exercise that's going to fundamentally change how you process and produce a new language.
I mean, think about it, right? Listening is one skill, speaking is another. But doing both at once in a natural, flowing conversation, that is the holy grail of language learning. It's the key that unlocks real fluency. So, how in the world do you actually learn to do that?
Well, here's the answer. They use a very specific technique designed for this exact skill, and it's got a name. It's called shadowing. The idea is simple. You listen to a native speaker, and with just a split-second delay, you repeat exactly what they say. You literally become their linguistic shadow. Okay, so what is this shadowing thing exactly? It sounds almost too simple, but there's a real science behind why it is so incredibly effective. So let's break down the definition and get to the core of how this magic actually works. At its heart, shadowing is all about real-time imitation. But see, you're not just repeating words like a parrot. You're mimicking the entire soundscape of the language. You're copying the specific sounds, the melody of the sentences, the rhythm, the stress, the pauses, everything. You're trying to replicate it all instantly.
And the benefits? Wow, just look at this list. You're physically training the muscles in your mouth to make new sounds, so your pronunciation gets way better. You're giving your short-term memory a massive workout. And this is the part I find amazing. You actually start absorbing grammar and sentence structure unconsciously just through mimicry. And of course, you're training that core skill we talked about, listening and speaking at the same time. This one technique is a total powerhouse.
And you know what's great? You don't have to lock yourself in a study dungeon for hours to do this. Shadowing is super flexible. There are two main ways to practice, and you can pick whichever one fits your life and your learning goals. So, you've got two main flavors. First up is continuous shadowing. This is your on-the-go method, perfect for when you're walking the dog, commuting, whatever. You just play the audio and keep repeating, focusing on getting that natural rhythm and flow. Then you have pause and repeat. Think of this as your focused gym session. You listen to a single phrase, you hit pause, and you really try to nail the repetition perfectly. It's amazing for digging into those really tricky sounds. Okay, listen up, because this is the golden rule. This is so important. Do not just become a parrot. Before you start, set a specific goal for your session. Tell yourself, okay, for the next 5 minutes, I'm only focusing on the way she pronounces the R sound. Or today, my whole goal is to copy the rising intonation of questions. Having a clear intention like that turns mindless repetition into a super targeted, high-impact workout. All right, so you get the what and the why. Now for the really fun part, the how. Let's walk through a super simple step-by-step playbook so you can start shadowing like a pro, literally today. Step 1, find a speaker you actually enjoy listening to. You're going to be hearing their voice a lot, so pick someone you like. Start with something slower, like a clear speech or a podcast. Now, if it's still too fast, no problem. Most apps and players let you slow the playback down to 75%. Then you just hit play and start echoing. And this is crucial, try to do it with audio only. Ditch the transcript for now. You want to train your ears and your brain to do the heavy lifting. Okay, here it is. The secret ingredient, the one pro tip that makes all the difference in the world. It's going to sound a little weird, but stick with me here. Use headphones, but only put one of them in your ear. I know, it sounds strange, but trust me, there is a very good reason for this. And here's why that little trick is so powerful. With the original audio going into one ear, your other ear is completely free to hear your own voice, live. This creates this incredible feedback loop where you can instantly compare your pronunciation to the native speakers and adjust on the fly. And that's it. You're doing it. You are officially shadowing. Take a moment and just appreciate how cool that is. Your brain is processing and producing a new language at the exact same time. Right about now, you're probably thinking, okay, this sounds amazing, but where do I find good stuff to practice with? That's always the big question, right? Well, don't worry, we are not going to leave you hanging. Here's a whole list of fantastic resources you can use to find your voice and get started right away. Here's your starter pack for shadowing. You've got things like TED Talks, Youglish, even clips from your favorite movies. There are so many free resources out there. And if you want something a bit more structured, there are even dedicated apps like Cake or Shadowing that are built specifically for this technique. A whole world of content is literally at your fingertips. So, there you have it. You've got the secret. You have the technique, the step-by-step guide, and all the tools you need. The only thing missing now is you actually doing it. So the real question is, what's the first phrase, the first sentence that you are going to absolutely master? Your journey to fluency? Well, it starts right now.